For the first 15 seconds, imagine a man standing alone in a dark hallway outside a rehab center, holding a newborn baby that isn't his. His eyes are tired, his hands shaking. And just before I walked inside, my daughter grabbed my arm and whispered, "Dad, please don't leave her. She's innocent." That moment felt like my entire world collapsing again. Because the child she was begging me to raise belonged to the man my wife destroyed our family for. My name is Daniel, I'm 41, a construction supervisor, and I spent 16 years married to a woman named Melissa. She used to be soft-spoken, funny, and grounded. But about a year ago, she changed. I blamed stress, work, everything except the actual truth. The truth was darker and more humiliating than I could have predicted. I first noticed something wrong when my daughter, Emily, she's 15, asked me, "Dad, why does Mom always smell like smoke and chemicals lately?" I didn't have an answer. Melissa started coming home late. She lost weight quickly, jittery, unfocused. I begged her to see a doctor, take a break, talk to someone. She just snapped, "Stop controlling me." One night she didn't come home at all. I drove around the city until dawn, calling hospitals, police, everyone. At 5 a.m., an unknown number called. A man said, "Come pick up your wife." The address he gave was a rundown apartment block in an area known for drugs. When I arrived, Melissa looked sick, eyes sunken, lips cracked, and beside her stood a man named Tyler, someone I later learned was a notorious addict in the area. I didn't understand then. I just brought her home. But 2 months later she told me she was pregnant. I remember the exact moment. She sat at the kitchen table, shaking, holding the test. I stood frozen. "It's not yours," she whispered. "It's Tyler's." I walked outside, leaned against the wall, and felt everything inside me collapse. 16 years of marriage, trust, support, sacrifice, gone. My daughter heard the shouting, the crying, the silence afterward. She saw me pack a bag and sleep on the couch for months. The pregnancy was chaos. Melissa refused to get clean. She kept sneaking off to see him. I begged her, for the baby's sake, to go to rehab. She refused again and again until one night she overdosed in our living room. Emily found her unconscious. I called the ambulance. That night changed everything. The doctors said the overdose put the baby at risk. They also said Melissa needed long-term rehab. She was checked in the next morning. Tyler was nowhere to be found. When the baby girl, Lily, was born, she was small, trembling, struggling to adjust. And even though she wasn't mine, I felt something crack inside me when I saw her. She looked helpless, weak, unprotected, just like my own daughter had been when she was born. Social workers said the baby might stay in foster care until Melissa completed rehab. I told myself that wasn't my problem. I told myself I owed nothing to the child of the man who destroyed us. I kept my distance. 4 weeks. But my daughter didn't. Emily visited the baby every day. She held her, fed her, rocked her to sleep. "She's my sister," she kept telling me. "None of this is her fault." I refused to listen. Until the day the rehab center called and said Melissa had asked to see me. I didn't want to go, but I went. She looked cleaner, calmer, broken. "I know I ruined everything," she whispered. "But please, don't let them take my baby. She didn't choose her father. She didn't choose my mistakes." I left silently. As I reached the entrance, I found Emily waiting with Lily in her arms. That's when she said it. "Dad, please raise her. If she goes to strangers, she'll grow up thinking no one wanted her." That line, it hit harder than anything Melissa had done. I took Lily in my arms. She was tiny, warm, breathing softly against my chest. And in that moment, I realized something. Revenge wasn't going to fix anything. Anger, betrayal, humiliation, none of it would change the past. But I could change the future. I could save one innocent life from suffering for the sins of adults. So I filed for guardianship. Not for Melissa. Not for Tyler. But for Lily, and for Emily, who deserved to see at least one adult in her life choose kindness over anger. As for Melissa, she's still in rehab. Maybe she'll recover, maybe she won't. I can't control that anymore. But every morning when Lily grips my finger with her tiny hand, I know one thing for sure. I couldn't save my marriage, but I can save her. And sometimes, that's enough.